H&M presents the grand finale, part 20. Ricardo Yellow shows off his power. As the Control Empire began to reign, he reigned in chaos, being the arbiter and lord of hell. The majority of his elite forces were that of dark power and magic. Ricardo Yellow had grown bored, being now the master of time and space. He decided to bring back some very powerful opponents, dark lords and masters and beings of the past, evil and universal destroyers. Created his own dimension as he could now to bring them back and to test his might against them. Ricardo told his cohorts, I will return. Let my pet, the god of control, take over while I'm away. Bye bye. Ricardo sent out. He used his powers to resurrect the beings of, like Cyrus, Cajun Bean, Perfection, and others, to test his might against their own. Cajun Bean was the first to revive into full strength. He did not quite understand what is happening, but when he saw his eyes, took his eyes and put it on Ricardo Yellow, he knew damn well what was going on. You fiend, he said. The great power was my idea. That power belongs to me. And Ricardo Yellow said, I brought you back to life. You wouldn't be existing if it wasn't thanks to me. Fight me to see if your power is worthy to take this power from me. The two fought. Ricardo Yellow's abilities of super speed, transforming, great strength, making dimensions, being all powerful, and being a skilled fighter, trumped that of Cajun Bean's basic sword attacks and abilities to turn into a giant and basic attacks. Despite Cajun Bean being the most powerful he has ever been, he was overcome by the great fighting ability and overwhelming abilities of Ricardo Yellow. There was so much that he held in one basket. Cajun Bean was instantly destroyed and cursed back to hell. Next was Cyrus, who was formed by the destruction of the dimensions. It was at this time that Ricardo Yellow created another dimension and then destroyed it to bring back Cyrus. Cyrus at that point was reunited with Perfection, and the two thought. Cyrus said, we share a common goal of destroying the universe, of bringing peace. I just want animals and plant life. You wanted everything destroyed. Let us work together, Perfection. And then Perfection was swept away in another dimension. And Ricardo Yellow told Cyrus, fight me. Cyrus then took out his flaming swords from both his hands and began to duel with this unknown opponent. And as the fight went on, Cyrus realized that Ricardo Yellow was more powerful than he, and one asked, are you some sort of god? What are you? And he said, I'm the emperor of the universe, and the emperor and leader of the true, and the winner of the legendary fighters tournaments of the past. You, Cyrus, were only brought back by yours truly, just for my entertainment. Cyrus was stunned, despite he returning to his all-white form, his most powerful form. Using his most powerful attacks that could destroy the entire universe, he did not face Ricardo Yellow. He was stunned, and then Cyrus was destroyed by Ricardo Yellow's might, and then Perfection. Perfection at that point was well aware of Ricardo Yellow and went full power, turning into the great magnificent dragon of light, making clones of the late Damien and Ginkgo in the millions. Ricardo Yellow brushed these things easily, turned into a mighty dragon of his own, wrapping his mind around the great dragon of light, not being affected by the light of Perfection, which will destroy the entire universe. And then Perfection, seeing this quagmire, turned back to his fighting form, his perfect body and perfect weapon, decided to fight Ricardo Yellow. Ricardo Yellow was only pretending to be struggling, but he wasn't. So Perfection went to destroy the entire universe surrounding them. But Ricardo Yellow was unfazed. Ricardo Yellow then created another universe. Perfection destroyed that one too. Then Ricardo Yellow created a dimension to put them in. Perfection destroyed that too. Ricardo Yellow then told Perfection, "This is all you can do. I can do this all day. Come on now. Certainly you could do better." And then Perfection got irate and went for attack. And then Ricardo Yellow used his mighty fighting spirit and his fists and moves to destroy Perfection, turn into fire, create another dimension where he controlled the elements of wind, fire, water, hail, and all the rest, to trap and beat Perfection, a universal destroyer, if the weather patterns of a single planet. Perfection then was no more. He then preserved Perfection's body and brought back his old friend and the one that was responsible for bringing Ricardo Yellow back to his fighting spirit, which led him to form the first Kichu Empire and overcame Madonia, the Prince of Darkness, from his deep dark self, and gave him what he wanted all along, Perfection's body. He was stunned, the Prince of Darkness was, seeing Ricardo Yellow more powerful than ever before, even more powerful than he. Perfection's body, the Prince of Darkness said, "Ricardo Yellow, this is how you repay me. I'm greatly impressed. But what took you so long?" And Ricardo Yellow said, "I had to wait until my insurance was destroyed." And the Prince of Darkness was like, No, please don't call that name out." And then Ricardo Yellow said, "I have a task for you. I want you to go to Insurance. We're at war right now. Go there and reclaim it and bring peace. Destroy anyone that opposes you." And Prince of Darkness, now with everything he ever wanted, said, "Certainly, partner." And then Ricardo Yellow sent him off. Next, Ricardo Yellow brought back Cardin the First, the mysterious being that was the true founder of the Chaldean race, that was brought back by a then Dark Damien as his personal cohort, and someone of master of time in his own right, was brought back by the God Yellow and said, "I have a Chaldean galaxy for you to take over, Chaldean." Chaldean was unsure what was going on, but he heard Chaldean galaxy. Chaldean was once a planet, not a galaxy. He asked, "Who are you?" "Ricardo Yellow." "Never heard of you." Ricardo Yellow just demonstrated his power and destroyed Chaldean and brought him back and turned into a magnificent beast. And Chaldean was convinced this guy must be a god. No, a being more powerful than gods. Not sure, but if he wants to give me a whole galaxy of my race, then I will go. Reluctantly, but I will go. And then Ricardo Yellow now had powerful beings as his personal stooges to do the dirty work that he is too lazy to do. Now, after successfully demonstrating his true might and power, Ricardo Yellow returned back to Kichuru, recreated Heaven's mantle in his new Kichuru castle, sat on it, and declared himself emperor, supreme being, and the most powerful being that ever walked and existed in the universe. Now, seeing firsthand that no being in all the history of the universe could possibly defeat nor destroy him. And the Kichu officers and warriors rejoiced, now knowing that their leader was now invincible, thus ensuring that their empire will last forever.